A lot of people are struggling so much to make sure Burkina Faso is dying, or rather it fails, so that they can be able to turn to the world and to everybody and tell them, you see, they took France away, they took foreign powers away, and right now they are suffering because of that. So that it could be used to instill fear to other people, into other nations, into other African countries, into black people, and all over the world, that you Africans or African countries or African politicians cannot do without foreign powers. They cannot do without having foreign powers or foreign supremacy in their countries. So that is why people are trying so much, because Burkina Faso is it has become out so distinctive and so outstanding, because it's one of the countries that is really doing well without foreign powers, and it's one of the country that is trying to show to the world and to show to Africa and to the whole continent that you can actually do these things yourself, because you got the powers and you got the authority and you got the opportunity and you got the potential to do it. And therefore, because these imperialists, they don't want that to happen. They don't want to see that happening. That is why they are doing everything to make sure they are turning these down. They're doing everything to make sure this one cannot work. Okay, so that every other people would not try doing that, because if they try doing that, they will have an idea, or they will have a knowledge that Burkina Faso tried and they failed. Now, even if we try, we shall still fail. But I tell you, this one is not gonna work. Let's get after this video.
Comrades, good morning. Today is April 1st, marking the beginning of the second quarter of the year 2025, and of course, the end of the first quarter. I assume that all bureau chiefs and service heads have been able to review the first quarter and set perspectives for the second. In any case, I believe the idea is to sacrifice, to always give our best for the happiness of our people and for our homeland to shine. I therefore invite everyone to set new goals for the second quarter, to give their best, both in service and in everyday life, so that our homeland can continue to shine. As for the various combat forces in the field, I want to pay tribute to them here for the exceptional work that has been done throughout the past quarter. We have been able to make significant progress on the ground. We have been able to retake areas that were under terrorist control 4 or 5 years ago. We have been able to liberate these areas. And other areas are currently in the consolidation phase, which is very significant progress. But also, I call on the other forces in those areas that are in relative calm to be vigilant, to maintain a permanent state of readiness. Because the enemy's treachery means that when we are in relative calm and lower our guard, we can often be struck. I therefore invite all those in a position of relative security to always be vigilant and not be caught off guard. And to the other vital forces of the nation, I invite all workers to redouble their efforts so that 2025 is a year crowned with success at all levels. As for the general population, I urge people to be vigilant, because today, more than ever, the stateless, the enemies of the nation, are very active. And you can see that on the lagoon side, they have been gathered for several days. Their goal is to relive the events of 1987 in Burkina Faso. But let's remember that times have changed, and we are on a war footing. We are waiting for them, their mercenaries, and their actions. And I want to say that we will be ruthless. They can continue to dream, but Burkina will continue. That is why, since Ignare last time, I urged everyone to be very vigilant, not to give in to manipulation. As you can see, their action boils down to disinformation, manipulation, and subversion. Everyone must remain calm with the objective in mind. so as not to be led astray, because we will also be merciless to those who allow themselves to be manipulated. Only those who are greedy, those who want everything for themselves, can be manipulated by these stateless individuals. Let's stay focused, and if it needs to be said loudly here, we are not in a democracy. We are indeed in a popular progressive revolution. Everyone needs to understand that. And it's even more surprising that those who are supposed to be the intellectuals who went to school can imagine that a country can develop in a democracy. That's false. Let them cite a single country that has developed in a democracy. It's not possible. Democracy is only the end result. We inevitably go through a revolution, and we are indeed revolutionaries. Those who didn't understand it, we say it again loudly. Everyone needs to incorporate that. And our role to communicate, to explain, to make people understand what our revolution is, we will continue to play that role. So this question of democracy or libertinism of action or expression has no place. I said it once. As much as you think you are free to speak and act, the other is free to speak and act as well. And there we end up with a society of disorder. And as it happens, we are in the middle of celebrating patriotic days. The theme is order and discipline. You don't make a revolution in disorder. It's impossible. And order, we will impose order and discipline so that we can progress, because social, economic, political, and ideological reforms need order and discipline, and everyone has a role to play in that. Et tout un chacun a son rôle à jouer dans cela. Donc, appropriez-vous la révolution. Therefore, embrace the revolution, because many people, for 2 years now, have boarded the boat out of opportunism. But we are surfing on giant waves. We are in the storm. We are in very strong headwinds. And those people, they will never stay in the boat. Gradually, they will fall into the water, and you will see them, but we will continue, because our goal is to find calm waters and be able to navigate. When we leave the storm on calm waters, I think we will surf without problems. So I urge everyone to be vigilant, because the enemy has recruited and is still recruiting traitors. Just a few days ago, traitors were arrested. And who do I call traitors? Those who are among us, who continue to work, to be agents for embassies of imperialist countries based in Burkina Faso. Some have been arrested, and we will continue to expose others. They are there in our administration. They are there in civil society organizations. They are there in political organizations. And they manipulate others to lead them down paths that are contrary to the progress of our homeland. And it is when we arrest them that we realize that they are indeed agents of these countries, embassies of these imperialist countries, also based in Burkina. Let's remain vigilant, because our revolution does not please many people. These sub-prefects who are there to execute the orders of their masters, believing they can put an end to our revolution, let them understand that we have taken all measures. And I say it once again, we will be ruthless and merciless to those who think they can stand in the way of the development of our homeland. We will continue our revolution. We will develop our infrastructure, whether in health, education, or road infrastructure. We will develop our industry, transform what we want, and consume what we have transformed. Burkina will shine, to the dismay of those who still have nostalgia for the years of '87. I repeat, therefore, stay focused, stay vigilant, set goals for the coming quarter and for the rest of the year, and we will remain on this path to victory. We will continue the fight on the ground to retake our various areas, and I can assure you that the progress made, the lands retaken in this first quarter, are of strategic importance and have allowed us to establish ourselves up to the border, and that is very remarkable. We will therefore continue in this direction, zone by zone, step by step, to clear the territory and retake the entirety of our country. Thank you all. Have a good week and good luck for the quarters that are beginning. Be those who also convey our ideology to the general population. Thank you. Have a very good day, everyone, and may God bless our dear homeland. Homeland or death, we shall overcome. Thank you.
We are on the revolution, and that is what we are doing, because we are revolutionists. And when it gets to a point of someone becoming a revolutionary, it means we have decided this is what we're going to do. So Ibrahim says that it's about sacrifice. We're giving out sacrifice. We want to save the nation. We want to save the continent. We want to save black people. We want to save all Africans, because we are black people. When we are black people, it means a black color is our responsibility and it concerns us. So therefore, everything you're trying to do, or whatever the thing you're going to do out there to make sure maybe you're frustrating us, or doing whatever the thing you want to do to make sure you're irritating us, it's not going to work, because we have decided to do this, and this is what we are going to do. This whole issue of threats and instilling fear and trying to make us feel like maybe what we are doing is wrong, or rather we are on the wrong track, it's not going to work, because it is something that we cannot allow. Ourselves, we know what we want. Ourselves, we know what we are up to. When we decided to do this, that was the end of it all. Because when we decide, we don't go back, especially when we have Ibrahim Traore as our leader. When we kick off, we don't go back. Okay? So, at the end of the day, revolution must come. And at the end of the day, we must have the freedom we are looking for. Because, we don't want to live the life, or rather to live under the leadership of white man supremacy. We don't want to be oppressed. We don't want to be led in the wrong way. We want to lead ourselves in the best way possible that we know we can live. Okay? And therefore, we shall do all things possible to make sure that we are living that kind of a life we want. We want our people to be happy. We shall fight to make sure that actually we are making our people, our common citizens, they are going to be happy. They're going to live a peaceful life. They're going to live a comfortable life where there is justice and there is equality and all that. We don't want to live it like we are slaves, or rather to live it like we are people who depend on other people to survive, or rather maybe some things like those ones. Those are things we don't want, and we cannot actually allow them. Okay? So what we are going to do is that we are going to make sure everything that we are planning goes through, and our people, the happiness of our people, the comfort of our people, the peace of our people, the justice of our people is the priority. That is what we're going to do. So we know what we are doing is frustrating you guys, and that is why you're sending assassins, you're sending mercenaries to come and take out Ibrahim Traore. But at the end of the day, it's not going to work. It's high time you guys should actually just accept that it's not going to work, because if it would be something that is working, it would have already worked a long time ago. But it's not going to work, because even if Ibrahim Traore is taken out, another person will come in. But what we know, Ibrahim Traore is the man that we are looking up to, and nobody's going to touch him. Nobody's going to take him down. So you just have to make sure you're minding your business. You leave Africa, because Africa does not belong to you. Africa belongs to Africans. Africa belongs to the people of Africa. Everything that is in Africa belongs to the people of Africa. Okay? So the issues of manipulating Africa so they can be able to maybe have life in Africa, or rather have an opportunity to grab and extract wealth in Africa, that's not going to work. It has come to an end, and you see many other African leaders have begun waking up, and they are joining the race. At the end of the day, we are going to be the winners. We have decided it. And whether you like it or not, this is what we are going to do. I am the African Streamline. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being here. I tell you every day, Africa is home, and anything that concerns Africa concerns me and you as Africans. My black brothers from Caribbean, from diaspora, and from Africa in particular, I really, really, really love you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for always coming here and supporting me, because you are my great people. I love you so much, and take care of yourself wherever you are. We are on the fight that we must finish. At the end of the day, we must finish. We are the revolutionaries. We are fighting to revolve Africa, to live as an independent continent, and that is what we are going to do. So let's unite ourselves. Let's come together and decide one thing, speak one language, push for one agenda, and we are going to make it. Adios, muchachos. Peace be with you.